out that looping thought. You don't need that anymore. Hello, my friend. Today we're going to be pulling and plucking all of the, I don't want to say negative energy, it's just not supportive energy for you right now. So anything, it's sort of like a mental overload, emotional weight, stress and anxiety, self-worth blockages, any external pressure, and burnout. We're just going to be pulling and plucking to help you feel energetically more vibrant. How does that sound? Good. We will also be filling you up with beautiful, positive energy as we do our clearing and cleansing. We'll fill you up again. Because you can't expand, you can't manifest, you can't invite new things in to your reality unless you release the old. Our brains like cognitive harmony. We don't like cognitive dissonance. We can't have both calm confidence and anxiety and self-worth blockages. We have to clear and cleanse, and then we can make space for more vibrance. So, in order to pull and pluck, we need a little vessel that we can pull and pluck that energy into. So I'm going to be using the Sacred Abalone Ashtray. The Sacred Abalone Shell Ashtray. It's Mercury retrograde as I'm filming this, so it's going to be interesting. Speaking to you. I'm also doing ceremonies for my attunement ceremonies for my Reiki students today, and I have a few ceremonies to conduct. So if you're one of my students, bear with me. Get a little tongue-tied. If you wanted to work with me, I'll leave my links down below to my Reiki courses. And what we have to do here is we're going to fill this up with very cleansing energy, okay? So I'm going to place this right here, and I'm going to put in here a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Salt is very cleansing. Sea salt is, connected to the ocean. So, listen. The ridges on that glass sound kind of good. But so does the salt moving around, kind of clumping up. So we're gonna just add a sprinkle of this pink Himalayan sea salt so that when we pluck and cast it into our shell, we're going to have that really cleansing energy. Okay. Just a little sprinkle. few drops of essential oils that I want to add. I want to add this tea tree essential oil. Oh my gosh, I love this one. So I'm just going to add 1 or 2 drops. It smells so good. I carry this in my purse, and sometimes it spills out in my purse. It's not the most aesthetic of bottles, but that's okay. So it's on the inside that counts. Let's add a little bit of this Palo Santo spray. So the tea tree is very wonderful for sort of fresh starts, new beginnings. And Palo Santo is very cleansing. Everything that we're doing is just going to be cleansing and clearing. That's going to be kind of the theme here. So just a little spritz. That actually smells so good with the tea tree. Okay, now the other stones I want to put in here, most of them are water soluble, like kyanite, selenite, tourmaline, that kind of thing. So I think what I'll do first is I'm going to add an amethyst. This is a great stone for clarity, mental sobriety. So I'll put this in here because it's okay to get your amethyst wet, but the other stones I don't want to get wet. So I'll just place these stones on top of our amethyst. So we're going to place this blue kyanite. This is a great stone for cleansing and clearing, particularly in the throat chakra. Do I want to add this one? Yeah, I think so. So we'll do this peach selenite. Next to there. Then this desert rose or selenite rose. It's a really pretty one. So we'll place that in there as well. And then I have 2 pieces of tourmaline. But I think I'm actually going to place those just either outside of your root, or maybe I'll have you hold them in your palms. Would that be okay? Okay, great. So now I think where I'm going to put this is right here. That looks so pretty. I don't know if you can see, but it's just a very pretty little collection. And then we'll take these 2 pieces of black tourmaline and I'll place them in your palms. Yeah, that way you can just kind of release this energy throughout the session. Does that sound good? Okay, great. So take your right palm first. If I can just put that there inside of your palm, and you can hold that. And at any time, if you want to release it, you can feel free to do that. And now in your left palm, beautiful. Right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm going to just kind of reset my energy. Gonna have a little sip. I made myself a matcha latte. I usually have tea or something, but I decided to be fancy. This is like a ceremonial grade matcha latte. So, do you want one? Okay. Here. We can share. I've charged it with Reiki. very supportive with almond milk. Almond milk. Or is it oat milk? I can't remember now. Okay, let's start some pulling and plucking. Particularly, we're going to start off with mental overload. Mental overload. So we kind of started with this, but in terms of mental overload, overthinking loops. Any loops that are playing over and over and over in your mind. Maybe you're hashing something out. We can just pluck that conversation that you keep playing. That awkward conversation you keep replaying over and over in your head. Good. We're gonna pluck out any racing thoughts that you might have. Before bed, you don't want to have any of these racing thoughts. Let's get rid of those. Now, let me just remove any mental clutter. Mental clutter here. Let me pull out any brain fog, that brain fog that you've been feeling. Let's just pull that out. And now something else that I'm noticing is decision fatigue. Is that something you're experiencing? Yeah, I know. It's sort of like the world is set up for us to just be so overwhelmed with decisions. So we're just going to pluck that decision fatigue. So your brain can feel like it can focus on the things that you really want to be thinking about, where you really want to be placing your energy. And now we're just going to be pulling out, really pulling out. This one might have its roots pretty sunken deep, but we're going to be pulling out any worry about the future. Any worry about the future. Any worry about the future. Worry about the future. Worry about the future. Worry about the future. We're just going to now we're going to be plucking out any regrets about the past. So just pulling and plucking. Now I'm going to be doing a little spritz, and we'll fill you with positive energy. That positive energy from this mental overload, and how we can fill this space that we've just cleansed. You're doing such a good job. So I'm going to fill your energy with mental clarity and peaceful thoughts. We have our howlite for these peaceful thoughts. And this is the blue lace agate. Mental clarity, yes, but a certain gentleness. Stamp these into your subconscious mind. And now, gentle presence. Presence. Oh my gosh, the power of presence. If you can be present, you will just become so magnetic. You will foster so many strong connections. And focus. So gentle presence with our beautiful polished rose quartz, and focus with our rainbow fluorite. Focus, and presence, gorgeous. Okay. Now we're going to be pulling and plucking any emotional heaviness. Have you been holding on to things? Maybe even putting things on your shoulders that you just don't need to carry. Yeah. I'm so proud of you for, being so empathetic and compassionate and connecting with others and wanting to help. Altruism it's an incredible thing, and human beings are naturally altruistic. It's not true that we're selfish beings. We are naturally altruistic. I was watching this whole lecture about it, and it's really fascinating what studies show us about humans' natural tendency towards caring about each other's welfare and our well-being. But sometimes we can hold on to the emotions of others, and it's really important to release some of this energy that might be kind of quietly affecting your sense of peace, quietly carrying these things that are creating blockages. And this idea, this notion that other people's emotions are our responsibility, that couldn't be farther from the truth. When we try to control other people, whether even that's this perceived notion of controlling them for their own good, we are really taking away their agency and their freedom. We have to stand steadfast in who we are and then invite others to show up beside us. Right? We can't control these things. So I want to now pull and pluck any energy that is heavy, emotional burdens. Removing any of that held or stuck energy that doesn't belong to you. And I pull and pluck from the heart space. From the heart space. I'm gonna pull any emotional energy that's sitting behind your eyes. Any lingering sadness, we're just coaxing away. Any old heartbreak. Now feeling misunderstood. We're going to just pull that away, okay? And lastly, any emotional exhaustion, holding that over your shoulders, just pull that out. Good. And here. Good. Now, feel pretty clear in terms of the emotional blockages and that heaviness. So let's go ahead and fill up this emotional space. Let's fill you up with lots of positive, beautiful energy. First, I'm going to have another sip of my matcha. I need a little straw to properly mix it up because it's been sitting there for a minute. Gosh, that's good. Yeah. I'm usually drinking some kind of tea, whether that's Egyptian licorice or, I like throat coats, or if that's throat coat. I like lemon balm. I like making my own tea blends out of all of the herbs and teas from my apothecary garden. So let's fill you up with emotional balance and inner warmth. I might have to split this into 2 sessions. This is carnelian, 2 different forms of carnelian. It's just a great one for healing in the sacral chakra, inviting in that warm glow. Next up, we have self-compassion and an openness of heart. Rhodonite, and ruby and fuchsite. This is such a cool stone. This is a great stone for seeing things from someone else's perspective. It's great for collaboration because of that. I worked on a big collaborative project recently, and I had ruby and fuchsite and unikite in particular in my pockets the whole time. I'm sure I'll share it with you at some point once it's released, but it was a big project with lots of people, and I was in the leadership role throughout it, and so it was wonderful, such an incredible experience working with so many amazing people. But it was one of those things you have to kind of humble yourself and really see things from other people's perspectives. And I just think I think everyone should lead at some point. I think it's a very empowering thing. You don't know how strong you are until you're put in hot water. Speaking of tea, so it's a great experience, and these stones in particular I think are wonderful for that. So it's opening your heart and having compassion for yourself. Balancing these 2 is like incredibly empowering and important, because if you don't have that element of self-compassion, then moving into a space of connection and true, compassion for others and empathy for others is very hard. It's very easy to be blocked if you don't have that compassion for yourself, because very often it's the people who judge other people the most that are the most critical of themselves. It's as a result of that. So we're just filling you with this love and compassion for yourself, like a real understanding that our flaws, our mistakes, those are part of the journey. That's part of your imperfect beauty. And as long as you can recognize that we're all imperfect, it's incredible if you can just own all of it. You're filled with this warm, self-compassionate, loving energy. Okay, so let's tackle some of this stress and anxiety, okay? Yeah. I want you to... Oh no, I have matcha. Let me know if I have a matcha mustache. So let's tackle some of this anxiety, okay, my dear? So let's pull some of this anxiety. Let's take some of the stress from responsibilities away, okay? Let's remove some social anxiety, okay? Let's remove some of that social anxiety. Are you feeling some social anxiety? Okay, good news is you're not alone. Most of us experience social anxiety to some extent. So, now let's pull out some of these fears. Maybe fear of failure. Yeah, okay, let's pull that out. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Okay, let's pull that out, 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 pull that out. And let's release some of that nervous tension in your chest. Let's just release some of that nervous tension in your chest. Pull that out. Let's release some of that pressure. The pressure to have everything figured out. Yeah, let's release some of that. Let's just pull that out. Pull that out. Okay. Gorgeous. And now let's fill you up. Let's fill you up with really beautiful energy. So let's fill you up with deep calm and nervous system regulation. With this tree jasper. Is that what it's called? Forest jasper? I can't remember. And this blue apatite. Filling you up with these beautiful energies. And now let's fill you with safety in the body and grounding. Safety in the body with this jasper, and grounding with this smoky quartz. Smoky quartz. Let's stamp these into your mental plane. Okay, my dear. I think this is going to be all for this session, but let's do part 2. Part 2. How does that sound? So you'll come back for part 2 of this pulling and plucking, and we'll get to the other aspects. But let me go ahead and run these selenite wands through your aura to clear and cleanse your energy, okay? Clear and cleanse anything that's lingering from this session. I hope you're feeling so much better. I hope I don't have a giant matcha mustache. If I do, I blame you because you should have told me. Just kidding. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so you rest now. And then hopefully I'll have that session out. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. What do you think? Should we have it come out tomorrow? Let me know down below what you think. Or I can have that come out like Wednesday or Sunday, like my regularly scheduled programming. But let me know what you think. I'll do a little spritz to close us off here. Hope you enjoy your matcha. Sending you lots and lots of love. Take really good care of yourself, okay? Take good care of each other. And until we meet again, be so well. Namaste. Lovely patrons. This session is going to be all about just like sending love into the hands. Our palms are these like entry and access points for so many different energies to flow in. So doing Reiki hand massages I find really helpful. So soothing. So I'm just going to be sending this energy towards you. I love using things from nature to send healing energy. You know I love using things like driftwood, stones, all the earthly elements. I love using water as a healing element. Good. So sending that love towards you. And see if you can just maybe breathe it in. Fill yourself up with that gorgeous, loving energy. imagine the aroma just swirling in and flowing all through your body. Which can be directed and channeled with laser-like precision to help you accomplish tasks and achieve objectives. Cool. This is going to be a really powerful time for you. 2 super empowering cards. You have this fiery energy, and you have like the earth and the roots and the ancestors. It's like star and earth and fire. Find as comfortable a position as you can. Maybe close your eyes. You could lie down, whatever feels right for you. And let's begin today with gratitude. Whatever position you find yourself in, bring to heart one thing for which you are grateful.